Yo, 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 what's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. Man, we about to do it big on this Sunday fun day. Live scalping, man, people have been asking for it, so I'm gonna make sure I deliver it. But man, if you out there in the chat, say what's up, man. We also got a couple other dope things to go over today. Here I am right here, man. This is the private Discord up here right now. We're showing some of the wins. We're about to send this one out to everybody. Here we go. Some of the recent wins here. If you're in the private Discord, make sure you join the Profit Circle. It's free to join. If you follow the rules, you get into it for free. We're going to go over that in a minute. Might as well right off the top say nothing on this show is financial advice, and you should do your own research. I'm just showing you how I trade and how I move the markets and make waves out here. But, man, we already started off with Servanto. Shout out Servanto, the first person in the chat. We're going to really get into the charts today. I know everybody wants to see live scalping. I'm going to break it down from beginning to end, how I find a ticker, how we pull it up. I'm going to do it in Breakout Prop, how we pull it up. So this is Breakout Prop over here. Breakout Prop is a prop firm, which means they give you $100,000. Well, you can purchase eval. Basically, you can get up to $100,000 to trade with someone else's money. Excuse me. All you got to do is pass their evaluation, and then you can become a funded trader. So we're going to go over that. Also, we got some fun stuff. Cardi B, where you at? Cardi B just put out a song called Imaginary Playerz, which is a cover of the same song I made a year ago, Imaginary Traders. We're going to show those two and compare them, and I'm going to let you decide who is the better MC, who made a more appropriate cover. So we're going to do that for sure. Here we go. Blockchain Cowboy in the house. Right now, he's ready to get better at scalping. I'm letting a few more people get in here, and we're going to jump into it. This is Breakout Prop right here, and we're going to get into it. But also, we got Trading View. Let me start down here. Trading View. That's the Phemex trades. You see, we got a lot of green on the Phemex board. But man, we'll go over the markets and that kind of stuff. But ultimately, man, like, people want to get into trading, so that's what we're going to do. Just close E short. Okay, Blockchain Cowboy. He's in the Profit Circle. That's the official wave maker right there, Blockchain Cowboy. And we definitely want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get in here so we don't miss the beginning. Because picking the ticker and getting the setup is all of that's important when I'm doing my scalping strategy. So I definitely want to make sure people don't miss anything. In the time period, while we're waiting here, real quick, I'm going to just play the Cardi B, my version of the song first. Normally I do the rap in the middle or whatever, but like this time I don't have a weekly recap rap for y'all. This just came out yesterday, or I just found it yesterday. And it's kind of funny because like someone called it out on Twitter that this sounds like Cassius Cuvée's Imaginary Traders, which was featured on the Market Cipher showcase, Trader Showcase, Trader Spotlight. So shout out for Market Cipher for putting me on there. Your boy Flappin' Grover, he hooked it up. Shout out Crypto Face as well. I was just kicking with him in Las Vegas last week, or I guess the week before last, when I did the Influencer Awards. Oh, and real quick, before we go, I realized I didn't get a chance to show off my belts. I'm a winner too. What you guys know about this? Your boy Cassius Cuvée been had belts from the Influencer Awards. This is 2022 Best Micro Influencer right here. Your boy Cassius Cuvée won that thing right there. And then this year, your boy got a HODL award. So yes. Your boy has been doing this for a while. I'll put it on this shoulder. All right. Your boy has been doing this for a while. You feel me? So I'm like, man, I didn't even show off all my. I gave everybody else their belt when I hosted the awards, but I didn't even get to show off my belts. So, anyways, you know what I mean? Here, let me put this down for a second. I gotta remember to show off my belts one time for the one time. You feel me? Hey, how's that background music? Blockchain Cowboy and Savanta. Can you hear that music in the background? It's too loud, too quiet. I think it sounds kind of quiet to you. I think you can hear it okay. It shouldn't be just too distracting. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it down here for a second. But before I turn it down so I know what level to put it back up at, I just want to make sure that, all right, cool. It's perfect. This is what I'm going to do now. All right. So here's the thing. Let me go to this real quick. Right here, while we let everybody get up in here, your boy is always a year ahead of the curve. All right, I really don't know what to tell you. Now, for the people who don't know the Jay-Z song Imaginary Playerz, it was a classic hip-hop song. Changed the game. As far as I'm concerned, it's literally one of the most important songs ever for hip-hop as far as changing the game. Everybody started talking about flossing, like number one, and he set the bar high. Tupac and Biggie just died, and it was like he was coming for the crown. That's what this is the song that made Jay-Z Jay-Z. And it wasn't a single, wasn't a popping music video. It was just those who knew, right? If you was really in hip-hop culture, you knew. Okay, he set the bar higher. You know what I'm saying? And so, I did that for as a trader, a rapper who's a trader. And I call the song Imaginary Traders. And I don't really cover the whole flow exactly him. I got a couple of lines in there that he did, but mostly I made it my own thing because I'm a creative artist. But I just applied it to trading and talking about market cipher and things like that. So, I did it for the Trader Spotlight for market cipher. Fast forward about 1 year, and remember I predicted some things, by the way. I predicted some things like Trump would have a meme coin and all that kind of stuff. Then run for president just to pump your own meme coin. You feel me? Cardi B, obviously infinitely more famous than me. She just dropped a song 2 days ago called Imaginary Playerz. She's covering Jay-Z shit. And it's kind of funny because she's not, in my opinion, not so creative with it. But anyways, we are going to have to, we're going to compare the two real quick while we let everybody join up in here, all right? So before we get into the charts, and don't worry, the charts are queued up, all right? The charts are queued up. This is one right now we're doing in the profit circle. This is short, so we're doing all right on this one right now. We're going to definitely go over Ethereum dropping right here, Bitcoin dropping right here right now, seeing if this Sunday Fun Day pump turns into a Monday dump, as it has been recently, as of late on many of these weekends. But and I got a ticker picked out. I'm gonna scalp it. I'm gonna show you how I found it and other things like that. Is we're gonna go through the whole process. But while I wait for everybody to join, we are gonna jump right into it because this song right here, Imaginary Traders, this one right here spoke to my soul because it was like it just not addressing just all the fake meme coins and shit. I trust me, I know how to trade them is what I'm talking about. But also, what I'm saying, as far as the tradertainment types, man, I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this. Your boy has already been on the biggest stages. So, this is what we're gonna get right into right now. Let me lower this music here for the background song so we can just show this one time for the one-time Imaginary Traders. Then we'll watch we watch the Cardi B and see how that goes. Yeah. I mean, like, gotta be the pioneer of this tradertainment shit, I was the one on the cover of the Wall Street Journal when they was buying Twitter followers and shit, man. I was the one on CNBC rapping about trading this shit, man. Been on the biggest stage for anybody, man. Bottom line. Now let's see how many real rap fans fuck with market cipher. Check. I retired a hit maker on fire, I spit vapor. Join the market cipher, inspire and get paper. Pushing price up and down like the top of a roller coaster at 100k or over. Be swole as the flopping groper. I ain't talking broker when I say what's cracking. Post your gains, not bragging, just to show what happened. See, the MC caters to nothing but real traders. It gave us a better edge than a gamble in Las Vegas. Some people got fantasies, and I ain't trying to damage y'all, but I always kept it real. I ain't never believed in Santa Claus. Y'all be chasing trends like a school of fish. I been knew how to swim. I can win in this foolishness. What's going up in here? I ain't wanna duck in fear. You wanna trade memes? Fine, in here. Hold my fucking beer. Long-term utility, they stay fading. So fuck it. I'm making a living off day trading. Stocks, Forex, or just a crypto lifer. Either way, you getting paid off using the market cipher. Hit my referral link. Get your whole team joined. You run for president just to pump your own meme coin. In the meantime, I'ma just swing mine. Looking at the charts like green is green, fine. I don't care if you don't pay attention to all the shit I played. The only thing I pay attention to is the momentum wave. There's a lot of tickets that I think I may buy. Shoot, they claim AI, but they don't really say why. Pencil next talk a bunch of shit, but really need to shut their lip. 100x, double it, and go buy the fucking dip. Advanced apologies, and it hurts for me to say this, but I'm still inadvertently intimidating haters. The speed rap went over your head, I'ma slow it down. Versatile, any style, I'ma hold the crown. The king they hate, like eating pork when it's Ramadan. I only fire back if Andrew Tate and Elon respond. See, I ain't playing games with you fucking lames. You came with a troll? I came for the fucking games. Everywhere I look, I seen vultures. You here for the meme culture, I'm here for the green culture. I'm focused on filling up these extra big bags. I'm talking rags to the riches like the kids from the past. Got the game from the school of hard knocks. Never skip class, I'm from East Oakland. We ain't playing with your bitch ass. I filmed Spec Dream and guaranteed it'd make a big splash. The song hit fast and gave financial news whiplash. Proved I can go viral as many times that I wanted. I just don't give a fuck about the likes or a comment. I don't need to go out of my way for the attention. Nowadays it's kind of strange, people pay for the attention. Coinbase sucks, you trade like real cucks. You made 9 cents a coin, I made $4. Multiplied by whatever's is 45 the leverage. Winning all the hedges and Cuvée's the beverage. Fine, I'll trade memes and anything else. Baby, I choose rich, I'm like, give me the wealth. Like Jay-Z, the song is most important, it's throwback. Don't talk to me about rap if you motherfuckers didn't know that. Long-term investors, y'all funny to me. Making money being you, but still you want to be me. Guess for every percent you make, it's like 100 for me. But now you hating to see they feature me on CNBC. Yeah, it's funny how one meme can fuck up the game. Oh, you only bought spot? You better get your change. You can't 100x leverage and switch exchange. You ain't sniped 1,000% and fix your aim. Let's go. Imaginary traders, man. Imaginary traders. Check it out. Imaginary traders, man. You probably hop in my comments and ask me some stupid shit like, hey, yo, dog, how much does the average MC trader make an average day?
Like 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker, beat it.
Hey, yo. So I had to leave Jay-Z on at the end because that was the line right there that had the game, change the game for rap forever, all right? People had to step their game up. And you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how Crypto Face did with Market Cypher. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, all the other indicators and shit had to step their game up, you know? And I'm going to show you today, when I do my scalping strategy, I'm 100% using Market Cypher B, which is this down here. But first, before we continue, everybody stay tapped in. There's going to be live trading here real soon, live scalping. But now we're going to watch the Cardi B music video, and I'm going to let y'all decide who did it better.
Yeah, it's the motherfucking Princess, you heard? The shit these bitches be bragging about is like shit I was doing in like 2016 type shit. Like, you bitches don't even know the difference between vintage and archive. Like, yeah, look, now I spit that other shit. Pretty motherfucker shit. Cardi B, every song platinum. I'm not the other bitch. Whatever you was gonna pay her, you gotta double it. Glory hole. Bitches don't know who they fucking with. Their money, my stocks and share money. Your booking fee is my makeup and hair money. Bitches say I think I'm the shit. And this. Just know you bitches can't live. I got the hottest shit. Hop out, popping it. They say I walk around looking like a compliment. Shut up, stop whining. Cardi still shining. Hoes kept complaining, so I cop more diamonds and more archive. Vintage couture on me. I got more gold TA than John probably. Summer we cheeks out, winter is minks out. I buy grown man watches and make them take links out, bitch. I mean, it's really easy for me to talk this shit cause I live this shit. I just gotta make it rhyme. Bitches, I leave them all fucked. Fists be balled up. Y'all hoes look cheap, that shit don't cost much. I'm a star, but I'll smack you, don't get starstruck. Patience looking at me like Cardi, what the fuck? Stripe like Tom Brown, these bitches should calm down. Quicker they lift up, the quicker they fall down. Poor thing, Twitter must be gassing them heavy, making them jump in the ring with the brim before they ready. I seen whole fan pages, make avatar changes. All that old love, go to new fan base. Now you're 15 up, you're already out of time. I'm a legend, they gon' hit my heels from the power lines. What I'm saying is, God forbid some shit happen to the brim. Put my motherfucking heels in nose and Ave. Bronx legend, you heard? My flop and your flop is not the same. If you did my numbers, y'all will pop champagne. If I did your numbers, I will hop out of plane. Suicide if I fall from the distance for you and I. They gotta be kidding. Whatever they smoking on it, gotta be hitting. The baggie just posted, been in the closet sitting. The car he just got you, bow tie and a ribbon. Been in my driveway, not getting driven. Got some bench bitches. Oh, y'all just starting. Birthday a car born to me, that's Olive Garden. A nigga couldn't take me there, that's your department. Tasteless, basic. I'm a Waldorf penthouse, every state bitch. 2016, I had Fashion Overlit. Ass rich, y'all need your ass whipped. What the fuck you mean this bitch is out dressing me? How that bitch all dressing me with my fucking bop, bitch?
We're gonna let it play to the end. For those who know the Jay-Z song, y'all gonna know.
Fixing y'all mouth to talk fashion with me. I'm the one who show these girls what fashion could be. The first rap bitch on the cover of Vogue, but somehow y'all passed me, I suppose. I know your type, all bold. And no cap, for the love of hip-hop, y'all knew me before that. These bitches is nuts, bitches is ball sacks. And behind my back, bitches be tight like bra straps, hey.
And that was it. That was it right there for her. So ain't no Bitcoin bestie, bro. Well, Steve, you joined late. We just showed my, it ain't comparing to Bitcoin bestie. We just showed my music video, Imaginary Traders. And so she came back out a year after me doing Imaginary Playerz. I mean, my song was Imaginary Traders. She did Imaginary Playerz, you know, covering Jay-Z. But like, bruh, I be making my shit applied to what we talking about. And by the way, for those who just joined as well, if you didn't see your boy Cassius Cuvée, got championship belts over here too. You know, I hosted last week, right before last week, I hosted the Influencer Awards. I handed out these belts, but you know, your boy has won a couple himself. So definitely want to show those off. I realized I didn't even show off my own belts. They're usually behind me over here. You guys can't really see it. Now I got this gigantic Cuvée bottle sign behind me over here. Someone gave me some art like that yesterday. Shout out to my homegirls. All right, so check it out. All set in the house. Okay, right on, Steve Hick. Appreciate you. All right, look, we got some people joining here. So now what we're gonna do is get into the charts here. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm going to be trading on Breakout Prop today. All right, this is Breakout Prop. Now, Breakout Prop is a prop firm where they'll give you up to 100 grand if you pass an evaluation. So the way it works is I'm showing everybody from the beginning. All right, but then we're going to get into the charts and how we got here. All right. So first, you go to Breakout Prop and you sign up. You can create an account for free, but then what you have to do is choose an evaluation. All right. Now they have them different sizes: 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, or 100 grand. I have a video coming out later this evening or tomorrow morning, whenever I get back the stuff from my editor, possibly this evening, where I'm going to go over Breakout Prop again. It's really, I think a lot of people like it. You don't need VPN or anything like that. You do that at KYC though, because it's like American company and it's all on up and up, but not right away. Basically, you're going to just create an account and then that's free. Then when you go to purchase your evaluation right here, that's where you're going to put in my discount code. So the discount code is up here in the corner, GGRF7W. I may earn a commission on that if you use it, but you get a discount. So that's how that works. They don't really have sales or that promotions like that for Breakout Prop. This is kind of the only way you can get any money off. So that's really pretty much it. GGRF7W. It's not a huge discount, but hey, it's better than nothing, you know? So anyways, I got a video explaining that, but here you can see I personally always get the $100,000 account if I'm starting a new evaluation, which is not very often because I've been on it. They're allowed you have two. So, one evaluation at a time, but you can have two Breakout Prop accounts after you pass the first evaluation. So I haven't bought a new one in a long time because I've been live on it for a while. So anyways, the way it works is the gain split. I always click this, and that way you save you get to keep, the way they make money is that they get 20% of your winnings. But if you click this up front, you pay an extra 10% up front, and then you get to keep an extra 10% in the back end. For me, that's always worth it. So basically, you got to get 10,000 before you lose 6,000 or before you lose 4,000 in a day. That's how Breakout Prop works. The other thing that's important to know is the leverage. And here's over here on the tickers. This is why I want to show you guys this, okay? So these are all the tickers that Breakout Prop, you can trade on Breakout Prop. There's a lot, okay? Pretty long list. It's all crypto. But here's the key here, right here. Bitcoin is 5x leverage built in, and Ethereum is 5x leverage built in. All the other ones are 2x leverage built in. Now, this is different than trading on Phemex, right? On Phemex, we get to set our leverage. So even here, you'll see I have different leverages set on these tickers as we go down. They're not all exactly the same, okay? Breakout Prop's not like that. You will set, you don't get to change any leverage. It's not leverage trading, it's prop firm trading, all right? So that's the difference, all right? But the reason why I call this out is because what it means is for a $100,000 account, that's like saying you got $500,000 of buying power if you wanted to use all $100,000 on one trade. So that's an important distinction to make. But it's also important to call out that the tickers, your money moves 5 times faster. So if you're used to trading, on like a 1x leverage, it doesn't seem the same. It feels like it's going faster, even though I know you could have 5x leverage on Phemex or whatever. It's like the way it's calculated, because you're just looking at your bankroll. You're not looking at leverage adjusted or anything like that. And it kind of can throw you off. You're like, man, and that's how people get liquidated too fast. So you're going to see today when I do this, I know this is a lot of buildup, but I got to explain to you this. It took me a long time to kind of really get the hang of Breakout Prop, and I'm trying to give you guys a shortcut. No one taught me the game here. Breakout Prop has only been out for, I think, less than 2 years. I've been on it for over about a year and a half now. So I'm one of the people who's been on here since the beginning. Crypto Face hit me when it was new. It took me a while to get started going on, but once I did, I kind of got the hang of it. I made a bunch of tutorial videos. If you go on my YouTube channel, there's a lot of tutorial videos on how to use Breakout Prop as well. So here's all the tickers right here. Bitcoin and Ethereum are 5x leverage built in. So I'm not going to trade that today. I'm going to trade anything with that because 2x leverage is even big on some of these shitcoins. They move so fast, okay? So here's the trading terminal. And the one I chose was Arbitrage, ARB, not Arbitrage, Arbitron, ARB, okay? So you put the ticker in here. Okay, now, honestly, I'm going to keep it really good. I've never traded this ticker before, all right? So this one is going to be new to me as well. But we're going to do the scalping strategy, which is done over here on TradingView, and I'm going to show you how I do it, all right? So first of all, here, let me pull up ARB. All right. Now, here's the thing I want to talk about, too, for my scalping trade. This is important. You got to pick a ticker that looks like it's giving you some volatility. And I kind of wish I could have started this about an hour ago or something like that, because the strategy starts with the 1 hour red dot, okay, rolling over. So what will happen is the first thing I would see is, and because so real quick, the reason why I picked this ticker is because you see some dots, but you don't see hell of them, like hella crazy. I looked at Bonk, for example, because Bonk is also on Breakout Prop, and I'm just going to show you why I chose not to pick it. There's just too much chop. You know what I'm saying? Too much chop. I like more consistent volatility. Like over here on Bonk, that might have been better, but over here it looked kind of wild. And we're going to be zooming in on a 10-minute chart. This would be too many like false positives, if you will. It's just too flat. So okay, we're not going to do Bonk. It recently hasn't been giving me the type of volatility I want, and that's very important. So also too in the profit circle, which is the private group right here. Let me show you guys the profit circle one time for people who just join. In the profit circle is my private Discord. This is just the wins column here. You see I had a big win here. There's also a thing called bearish tickers and bullish tickers. Okay. Honestly, I haven't been looking at ARB, so I don't know how bearish or bullish it's been. I mean, I could look at it real quick and show you. But there's scalping tickers. This for right now, this is a good one. I sometimes put in here what I'm looking at recently. See that volatility is what I liked on that ticker. Then we got bullish tickers, the tickers that have been bullish recently, and these just kind of get updated. You kind of keep an eye on them. Future trades, we have other people in the group putting future trades, but I'm starting to show you bearish tickers. So these are ones that have just been extremely bearish. Sometimes I'll put information in there. This is the long list, and this list like almost never changes because crypto is like, there's a million shit coins that are so bearish. But today I want to pick just a brand new one. I don't have a bias on it or anything like that in particular. So we're going to go to Breakout Prop. So here's Breakout Prop. Here's ARB on the left. Now, I like to put whatever one is kind of matching it on the right. And right now, I think it's kind of Ethereum, all right? So this way, and then what I'll do is I have it on the 30-minute chart, but I'm going to zoom into the 1-minute chart. So now they're equal. Apples to apples is what I'm kind of trying to look at, right? So this is the 1-minute chart. So you see the 20 o'clock, whatever that is, 17 o'clock. This would be, if I move this a little bit more this way, right? 20. So now they're about the same scale. So I'm going to zoom in, because I'm going to be looking at the 1-minute chart on here and the 10-minute chart on TradingView. So I'm kind of looking here to see, okay, well, what's been going on here? You know, has it been relatively bullish or bearish since ETH? And the reason I say that is because sometimes ETH will give us a clue on if it wants to, what's going to happen with the ticker we're trading, because these kind of follow Bitcoin and Ethereum more so than I would say than Bitcoin, more so than the other way around, right? Shitcoins follow the index coins. So you can kind of see here, this is actually more bullish than ETH. It's probably not the best ticker to try to short. And the reason, oh, by the way, the reason why I already kind of decided I'm going to be shorting is because, let me go back to ARB real quick. There's a red dot showing on the 1 hour of ARB right now, okay? So the way the strategy works is, first of all, you always want to take the zoom out, top down approach, right? On the daily chart, it's been kind of bullish, it was kind of bearish right now. It just got a green dot on the daily, but maybe that's just one pump. I don't really know. I'm just kind of getting a feel. Like if this ticker had been coming hella down like this, I'm like, oh, that's bearish. But if it had been only going up, I'm like, well, that's kind of bullish. So right now you could make the case that in the longer time frames, it is kind of bullish. But this is also a weekend move. And on the weekends, as we discussed a lot in the profit circle, the weekends pumps, you can't really trust them all that much. I'm not willing to call this an uptrend yet until it breaks a new high. But just a quick glance at this one. The main point is that this is still a lower low. So I think the trend is potentially starting to the downside. If not as choppy, and that's fine for scalping. The first thing you do is you go to the 1 hour, all right? Now, I'm looking at this 1 hour dot here, another one here. It's actually a bearish divergence. Just real quick, if you guys don't know what a bearish divergence is, that is when price up here makes a higher high. but the momentum waves down here in market cipher B make a lower low. Can everybody see that, right? So you can see here on the 1 hour, we have a bearish divergence. Price is making a higher high, but the momentum's lower low. So right now I'm going to be bearish on this, okay? Also, my last dot on the 1 hour was, in fact, a red dot, okay? So that means we're bearish, right? Now, we've established what ticker. We've established that we're in a quote-unquote bearish trend, at least on the 1 hour chart. Now I zoom into the 10 minute. So like, you know, if this was just giving me that very first red dot, then I would be waiting, and this is what I'm going to have to do right now, is I'm going to have to wait before we enter. Now, people who've been trading a long time know that trading is like 10% entering and exiting, and like it's like 90% waiting, all right? You got to wait for your setup, right? You got to wait for your intro, and that's what we're doing here, right? So, okay, look, this is not the one I want to short at this exact moment that I talked to you, all right? We had this red dot come. This was at, 10 a.m., Right now, my time, it's 12:26, and that was enough time to let this 10-minute wave do its thing. 10 a.m. was right here. So the red dot 10 a.m., but that happened during the 10 a.m. candle. I don't know when that actually showed up. If it showed up here, if it showed up anytime between here and here. Probably showed up here, which would have been the perfect time to say, okay, now we're going to wait. And this is what we're waiting for. This is the strategy, you guys. It's pretty simple. You don't need a million indicators, all right? We just need to determine the trend and then zoom in. All I need to wait for is what the way the strategy works is I would be waiting for the first green dot to pass because that's bullish. And then the next red dot, that's where we enter the short. And look, it would have worked perfectly. It would have worked perfectly because we would have got that red dot but somewhere between 10 and 11 a.m. And the next red dot came right at 10:50. I'm assuming that this actually occurred after there was a red dot showing. So once there's a red dot on the 1 hour and then your next red dot on the 10 minute, we would have entered and we would have caught this whole move down right here. Now, when you're shorting, that can be a significant amount of money in breakout prop. Okay. So in breakout prop, you know what I'm saying? We would have caught this move, much of this move down here. Maybe even boom like this, we would have just taken profit probably somewhere between here and here. The way you would have known to get out is you would have said, I'm going to get out when I see the next green dot here, right? When it first showed up, and or maybe the 5 minute, maybe we would cheat hit. Oh, I'm sorry, put back trade. This is the only downside. So what I do actually, so when I'm trading, I actually, let me show you. I actually have my screen split like this when I'm trading. So that way I can look at, something on top, let's call it breakout prop on top. I don't care which one is on top, but I usually guess I put trading view on the bottom and breakout prop on top. Right now, what I'm trying to show you guys is I'm kind of going back screen to screen, but I'm going to keep it like this just to show you. So on the 5 minute, you see this long wick right here. Oh, now we're looking on trading view. So the bottom one, the bottom one. There's a long wick right here on trading view. Down here on market cipher B, you can see that there was a crypto plumber in the house. What's up, crypto plumber? We can see we got this green dot. So the green dot, this first green dot, probably one of these, the second one I probably would have got out, run with these is right when that red dot, the green dot on the 10 minute appeared. And this is what I want to do in real time because backtesting just doesn't work, you guys. Like, people always talk about backtesting strategy and shit. Like, if you didn't see the shit move in real time, man, it's hard to really know what actually happened. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm sitting. It's boring. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is... Let me tell you something. Trading is boring, all right? And all my real traders out there know what I mean. And it's exciting to try to make money and shit, obviously. But, you got to sit around and wait for the opportunity. That is what it is, man. But I'm not making it boring because what I'm doing is I'm scanning the charts. I'm going up and down my list. I'm looking at different time frames. I'm getting perspective. I'm looking at constantly switching back to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, because right now Ethereum's done. We had this epic pump early this morning, 4 a.m. and shit. And then everything decided to give it all back. And like I told the Prop Circle on Friday, as soon as after hours, it was 3 p.m. my time, so that's what this line is, by the way. This indicator is the CME gap indicator, but it shows up basically whenever the weekend starts on every ticker. I like it because it shows me when the weekend started at 3 o'clock right here. Was this ticker relatively bullish or bearish to itself? And I can look at everybody else's, right, and see how they move together or move up different. And I'm looking for opportunities, right? So Bitcoin, pretty flat. I called it out on Friday. I was like, look, we're going to have sideways action for a while. I had to get in my car and drive somewhere. I was like, that's enough. And Ethereum was slow at first, went actually below the weekend line, but then decided to pump earlier this morning, late last night. And now we're giving it back, which is kind of expected of me. I didn't really think we're going to make a new all-time high here. I had this line here because someone in the group initially was looking to go long here. Maybe the workout's still there, you know, if they weren't staying it. But we were kind of short-term trading. I was like, boy, that's a lot to ask to me, considering we saw a lower high, you know, and a lower low. To me, I'm looking at Ethereum like, man, we might have seen a local top, and I'll tell you why too. You know, you see, obviously it's coming down, but when I zoomed out, you know, I'm looking at like the 2-day. We got a pretty strong, you know, bearish divergence here on a 2-day. You know what I'm saying? That's a big time frame. You know, this coming down here to here, right? If you can zoom it up like this, you can kind of see. Blockchain Cowboy was optimistic. Listen, man, you could still, that trade might make money. Remember what I said to on Friday? I said, look, you can actually potentially get a weekend pump that was huge, and then the 2-day bearish divergence still plays out and goes down lower. And that damn near is what happened, right? Remember, and I also said, what was the first thing I said, Blockchain Cowboy? I said you could set a take profit 1, 2, and 3 or something like that. And perhaps that would have worked, right? Perhaps you would have had a take profit here, another 2/3 up here, boom, you would have been like maybe in the green. Up here, maybe it never gets there, but you caught 2 take profits, you know, and you're good. So anyways, you know, listen, there's no such thing as a perfect trade all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always circumstantial here. So anyways, you know, it looked like this morning everything was going dummy and then stalled out. And that's kind of what I expected, man. This weekend is just like cats away, the mice will play. You know what I mean? The stock market's closed, and a lot of times crypto will give you a pump when we're in a bull market on a weekend. But then we've been seeing recently a bunch of weekend pumps, Sunday pump and Monday dump. So anyways, I'm doing that kind of shit while I'm waiting for this to happen, right? So here's the other thing you can do. We can set an alert. Oh, there we got it. Boom. We got it. So now I need to enter this short right now. So, okay. So look, I'm a little bit late here because I was showing you guys that shit. Oh, wait, let me go out to, I just entered the short. Ooh, come back. I need to show the people Breakout Prop. Come on, Breakout Prop. There we go. All right, this one. Let me show you this one. So, okay, I entered a little bit late. Entered a little late because I wasn't watching. You're supposed to watch. What I was going to say was you can enter an alert on Market Cipher B. I was just about to say it, and it came too fast. You can enter an alert down here on Market Cipher B. You just double click, or not double click on it. You right click on it, and you enter an alert, and then you can say it would be like red dot right here, red dot, and maybe you'd want it on the 5-minute one first. You'd have to put on, we're on the 5-minute right now. Red dot, and you'd create it. Oh. Yeah, so the 5-minute comes first, and then the 10-minute. But I missed it. I was talking for a second, so I'm a little bit late. So, anyways, back to Breakout Prop. I'm just gonna make it big here so we can see it a little bit better. So I enter the trade real quick, boom, because there's something else I need to show you, and that's the fees. Okay, so here are the fees. We can see I entered, and I just entered a market order. By the way, all I did was the screen wasn't up. I preset this amount, $2,700, something like that, $2,600 worth. I'm not even, if you notice, I'm not even using the whole 100 grand, right? I got 122,000 here that I can use, but I'm only using 2,600. And the reason for that is because I've never traded this ticker before. So I don't know how much is going to move. And I was hoping, you know, we'll get a couple here during this hour, and you'll see how I might increase this, I might double it, or whatever the case may be, right? So now where we at? My P&L's at $0, at $1 now. Remember, I didn't get the best entry. I caught after this move, right? So I should be paying attention. But you know what? It happens that fast sometimes, right? Okay, fine. We're bearish though right now. Why? Because we've got, reminder, we've got a 1 hour bearish, you know, well, bearish divergence, but also a red dot. Okay, the red dot's the main thing for the strategy. So now I zoom into the 10-minute. So it's pretty simple. All right, I entered the trade. Now we wait. Okay, but look. So this is what we're going to do. And of course, Ethereum's going down too. Because I'm looking for a divergence in price comparison to Ethereum. Because altcoins, you know, they might do some crazy shit on you. It ain't no telling, right? So now I'm trying to see what's going on. Okay, look, it's going our favor right now. So up here, I'm up $7, right? If this had been twice as big, it would be, you know, $14, right? So you can get the idea. You know, I only did, you know, if I had $2,500, we'll call it. If I did $10,000, this would be making me twice as much money already, right? And that's fine. So it's in line with Ethereum, which is good. I want it to be in line as much as possible. So then when and if a divergence happens, it might be a clue for me to get out. If all of a sudden Ethereum starts pumping to the moon, but this hasn't moved yet, something like that. You get what I'm saying? I'd be like, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? But we're in the green. That's what I like to see. Now, what I was also looking for, and by the way, you got to do market order because it just happens too fast. You can set limit orders and stuff. You could do all that, but it's going to happen too fast and it might not hit. So pretty much anybody who scalps will tell you got to do market order. Now, I have not put in a stop loss yet. I can enter it afterwards. I could have entered it before, because you can just do a stop loss on not on price. We wouldn't do it on price because we don't know exactly where we're going to catch that entry. But you could do it on pips and say, I'm, minus 20 pips, or which would be $20 or something. You know what I'm saying? You could do that, or you could do a percentage loss, projected loss, whatever the case may be. I usually jump it in, and then I'll just put, it's kind of like a safety net that just kind of is something crazy. We're not going to get out. The strategy says don't get out until the momentum wave rolls over, but just for a safety net, like what if my internet goes out or some crazy shit. So we're going to double click this, stop loss, and how much do I want to lose, whatever. Projected loss, we'll call it, just for worst case scenario, I'm just going to call it $100. That's probably way more than I would want to lose on this trade. But you can see where it popped up about here, and maybe I'll adjust that based on support resistance is actually kind of hitting right in an SR line. You could tell. So here's the thing, guys. I've been doing this so long, I don't really need to draw hella lines to see a support and resistance. You're going to know because you're going to see all this consolidation. And if we were going to like zoom out on a larger time frame, you would kind of see, you see a lot of stuff kind of consolidating here and here. That's kind of support and resistance range. It's kind of between here and here. So it turns out $100 was about a right place for support and resistance, we'll call it, in this particular case, right? But even so, I'm not waiting for that to hit. I'm going to get out in profit on this trade, hopefully, and if I take a loss, it'd be a small one based upon the fees. So now, back to the fees. I just want to put that here just in case my freaking internet goes out or some crap, right? Or Breakout Prop, you got too many windows open, Breakout Prop start to lag on you, and you want to refresh it. I just refreshed it, so I'm not really tripping. But you can see I'm up $12 right now, right? Got a little stop loss. Okay, we're good, right? Jesse, what's going on, Jesse? Thanks for joining. We're doing live streaming today. We also went over a Cardi B video comparing it to mine. But so we're doing live scalping. So here, we're in the trade, right? I'm only up $6 right now, but here's the best part. We got to start out green. You get what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of trading with the trend, right? So when I'm looking at this, because we started with the 1 hour red dot and then a 10-minute red dot, 10-minute red dot, now we're starting out with the wind at our back. You get what I'm saying? We're trading with the trend now. And the general rule of thumb is this: don't fight a 10-minute dot. So in this case, since we're shorting, we don't want to fight a 10-minute green dot, okay? We don't want to fight a 10-minute. If a 10-minute green dot comes up, you just got to take it on the chin and get out. The beautiful thing is you're not going to take it that bad on the chin, because a 10-minute green dot is never like in 10 minutes or less. You don't usually get hit too hard unless you're dealing with a real shitcoin that hits you with like a 1-minute candle. But that's Alpine. I'm not really scalping this one, right? I'll show you what Alpine did when it first stopped me out. This is the 1-minute chart, okay? These little shitcoins can move in 1 minute. We're looking at the bottom half here just on TradingView real quick. This can actually have, this is a 1-minute candle. It stopped me out here. Then this morning I re-entered, so I'm pretty green on this right now, right? But on like arbitrage, pretty big ticker or whatever thing. It's not. I'm not too worried about a 1 minute. Anything usually 10 minutes or less, and you won't get wrecked, because trends start on the small time frame, and then everybody thinks this is the big one, and then they all rush in. I watch these things so closely, I feel like this shit is about to happen right now. But really, usually people take all freaking day to start jumping in a trend, right? A daily trend takes hella long to roll over. You feel me? So. All right, Jesse. Well, I'm glad you made it, Jesse. Appreciate you. All right, so check it out here, right? So look, so far so good, right? We're up $10, and I'm just watching here for this. So now, here's all you got to do. Doing a yap, I know, but I'm trying to explain everything that's going on in my brain here, because this is how my brain is working in real time, like 10 times faster than this, right? So in Market Cipher B, which is down here, which I lean on heavy, down here, I'm going to make it bigger for a second here on TradingView. Market Cipher B is the oscillator down here. If anybody ever shows me another fucking chart that ain't got no oscillator, I'm not gonna say nothing, or I'm gonna look at them like, I just really don't trust your TA. I'm sorry, but I don't. If you don't have an oscillator down here, you're not getting a majority. I call this 80% of the cake, and up here is the frosting. Because without this, I don't know what direction we're going in. You can draw the lines you want. People telling me I drew this many lines, and my lines are doing pretty good. Okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you still having trouble being profitable. You know what I'm saying? So Market Cipher B is a game changer for me ever since I found it. All of my charts start here. All of my trades start here. All of my TA starts here. Because this shit can be wonky, especially in crypto. Weird stuff can happen. But I need to know what the momentum is. And I'm looking at like all the time frames, okay? But for now, Market Cipher B is all we're using for the scalping strategy. You feel me? So the way Market Cipher B works, though, with the time frames is you're always going to have a 1-minute dot before a 3-minute dot, before a 5-minute dot, before a 10-minute dot. And you can see these all start to roll up. You know what I'm saying? All start to roll up. and you can actually see how they change. Like, so look, just watch this first wave real quick, right? Just watch it. The 1 minute, the 3 minutes, see, it's like not so big. The 5 minute, it really is, it's like waves in the ocean or something. Like the small waves, when you have ripples, they lead to a bigger wave and a bigger wave, and then they crash, right? And our job is try to wait till all the stars align, all the waves align, and they crash. You catch that big move, right? So I'm watching Market Cipher B waves. So that's the 5 minute, 10 minute is going to be twice as big, so it's going to give you a little more. But you see how this it just kind of shrunk, that little dip shrunk. 12 minute almost looked the same as the 10 minute, but we don't have no dots there. 15 minute, just watch them roll up down here. Watch them roll up. I'm going to go through all of them. 20 minute, time's on my side right now. I got red candles. You see it's just rolling up, right? They're all rolling up. This is the truth, bro. The momentum waves of Market Cipher B are the truth, and I'm proving it to you right now. When people don't, I'm proving it to you. When people don't show you that shit, I don't like it. They're like, I look at 2 time frames, the 4 hour and the 12 minute. And that's okay. It's not, I'm not saying the strategy is broken or nothing, but like, I can show you how I know that these are legit. And no offense to nothing, nobody else or nothing, but like, even to Market Cipher, that's not true for me on all the other things. And the other reason why I like it is it's not subjective. I didn't draw the fucking these waves. It's hardwired in Market Cipher, and I promise you it's never going to change. And if it does, CryptoFace will let us know, but trust me, it's not going to happen, okay? So this is not my opinion. I'd rather be rich than right is something I say all the time, right? I don't want to have to be right in order to make money trading. My job is bankroll management most of the time. That's what I want. I want to simplify this for me. You see what I'm saying? So we can make money no matter what the hell is going on. I don't want to have to guess right. I hate guessing. Worst case scenario, best case scenario, I'm like 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Guessing. What am I guessing for? You know what I'm saying? Some people, listen, man. I sat there next to CryptoFace at the blackjack table and the high limit table. The guy's got intuition off the chart, all right? I ain't got it like that. I'm going to tell you something. I ain't got it like that. Maybe it's just experience. You know, actually, I do have some intuition with this. I've been having experience for a while, right? But we can't all be CryptoFace. You know what I'm saying? It's like in baseball, man. There's Mark McGwire and, you know, Sammy Sosa and whoever's the greatest hitters of all time. They not batting coaches, bro. They just got it like that. Ken Griffey Jr., whoever you want to call, right? Barry Bonds. So my point is, like, we got to lean on the tools, right? I got to be a batting coach over here. I'm like, look, I gotta watch your swing and see what you're doing and try to help you adjust. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm looking at this stuff here, because I'm like, man, I ain't no Mark McGwire. I can't just guess what direction the market's going to go in every time. I got to figure it out. So look, man, a 30 minute is going to roll up to the 30 minute because I'm going to roll them all the way up. Then the 45 minute. So you can see, okay, now we're starting to see divergences and shit here, right? 45 minute. Now we're in the 1 hour. We're back to the 1 hour. And then what? The 2 hour. So we got a red dot on the 2 hour also. That would be bearish. Okay, the 3 hour, not so much, but you could tell it's starting to roll over. Obviously, it's not going to be there in the 4 hour, right? Look at all these. They clearly roll up. I can go through these so quick on my phone. I don't even have to think anymore, right? And you're like, okay, well, yeah, but we're green right now on a 6 hour. True. Even on the 8 hour, which is a powerful one. But if we keep going, and obviously the daily and shit, this is very green, right? This is bullish right now, right? It's just a quick turnaround. But eventually, you keep rolling up. And just by doing this, it's looking like this is a bad ticker to try and short for any sort of a long-term trade because it's looking bullish relative to other stuff, right? We just got through looking at Ethereum with a red dot here. However, you know, if Ethereum drops, I'm pretty certain that a coin like Arbor is going to catch up to the downside. You know what I mean? It's not going to just Ethereum drops and then a layer 2 of Ethereum just goes to the moon. That ain't happening, bro. I've been watching crypto long enough to know that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just ain't happening. So back to where we are. We're looking at a red dot here on the 10 minute. And I need to get out if we see a green dot on the 10 minute, maybe even sooner. So what am I looking at? First, so in order they happen. So we got a green dot on the 1 minute down here. Do we have a green dot on the 3 minute? Well, no, not yet. Not yet. So I'm not going to get spooked by this little movement here. You see what I'm saying? This little movement is not going to spook me. I'm cognizant of it, but all I really got to watch is down here. If and when we get a green dot, which we might in 30 seconds, right? Right here's the countdown. In 30 seconds, let's say the next candle comes, it's still green. We might get a green dot on the 3 minute. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to the 5 minute and I'm going to watch the 5 minute. Then if we start getting if we get a green dot on the 5 minute, now I got to start asking myself some questions. All right. Do I want to get out here or do we want to wait? Because I'm not going to fight a 10 minute no matter what. I'm not. However, there's been plenty of times where we got a green dot on a 5 minute and it still went lower. That's why to me, 10-minute kind of was the sweet spot. 10-minute was the one that was the difference maker. You're not going to get smacked in some massive move right immediately when a 10, and I can even show you probably. Let's see, if we look at this, right, we got a 10, let's just look at the last 10-minute green dots. There was even on the way up, even when it was bullish, right? This was a 10-minute green dot came here, but if you got out, like you didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like this didn't go way up here like this, right? It still took some time before these big candles came. You get what I'm saying? It still takes a little bit of time. So same thing here, right? You know, you would have gotten out, and again, we wouldn't be shorting here anyways. We'd be going long. But the point is, like, the whole entire move ain't going to happen in a 10-minute, in one 10-minute candle. It takes a little bit of time. You know, so even here, even down here, right? Perfect. Oh, can we not, is that not on the screen? Hold on, right here. Okay, you see there was all this cluster of 10-minute dots back and forth down here when this is coming down. This first team, or should I say this last 10-minute green dot here, it hit here, but these big moves came later in it. You see what I'm saying? Like you would have gotten out, and you would have saved yourself all these losses if you had been trying to short. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I like this strategy, because it has built-in bankroll management. And that is how this whole entire thing works, is you get built-in bankroll management. And so I don't have to guess or think about when I want to take profit or when I got to cut losses. Market Cipher B tells me. And again, it's not subjective. When people draw Fibonacci's, well, where did you start the Fibonacci and where did it end? And this is, of course, if you just believe in Fibonacci's to begin with. But let's say they 100% work. You still got to draw it correctly. What if you fuck it up, right? So this, I don't draw Market Cipher B. This is the same formula no matter what is going on. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I keep it simple. When you go on my YouTube channel, it says Trading Made Easy, because I don't have to think. I don't want to make decisions. I just want to watch my bankroll and make sure I don't fuck that up. And then I'll be cool. So like right now we're at break even on this trade. Remember, I got a bad start on this trade, but that's all right. Sometimes that happens. You don't always catch the top. It'd be nice if I had caught the top because I'd have a little bit of cushion. Let me go back to Breakout Prop. It would be nice if I had caught the top because I'd have a little bit of cushion. But again, it's a new ticker. We're talking. I didn't have that much money on it. No big deal. You get what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is we're still watching. It's starting to go against me, right? It's still in line here with Ethereum for the most part. You know, if anything, it's a little more bullish than Ethereum. Perhaps if I was going short, I should have picked a slightly more bearish ticker. Would have been nice. Honestly, that would have been nice if I had picked a bearish ticker. And maybe we can on the next one, but I don't know. We stick with this. It's almost in line. But you know, we're like, oh shit, should I get out? I'm at break even. Oh, I'm down $3. Not the end of the world yet. But let me come back over here 5 minutes. So we go. So look, we got the green dot on the 5 minute. Let me go back to here so you can see. We got the green dot on the 5 minute, right? Now, it's not printed yet. There's 2 more minutes until it prints. 2 more minutes. So, you know, I'm not going to have it on here anymore. Now I got to look at the 10 minute and I got to see. I got to see if the 10 minute is going to pop up or not, you know? But here's the thing. So back down here, I keep starting to talk about it. I keep forgetting. So the commission here was only $1.88. All right. So we know if I got out right here, I'd lose $1.88 plus my P&L, which would be $3. But also there's a little bit of a spread. So when you click on this, you get to see the spread. It's right here. The bid and the ask is these two. So it's 5.3, 5.6. You know, you see the little spread right here. How much is that in real money? We won't know. I won't know until I actually push the button. If it was a ticker, when I like to show you guys sometimes, this is a ticker that's moving like 1 unit at a time, 1 pip at a time. You can see the pips on this zoom in. You can't see it on the chart here, but you know how much a pip is going to cost you. I think it's going to cost me $1. Well, actually, I can tell. It moves. It moves $2 every time, right? It moves approximately, well, $1 to $2. So pip is about $1. It moves $1 to $2. So I probably need to get out. Do we have a green dot? No, not yet. Not yet. It's going against me right now. I might want to get out of this one if I think a green dot is really coming. You know what I'm saying? It's already on the 1, 3 minute, 5 minute. I don't necessarily see this 1 minute rolling over yet. Let's see. We're not going to fight it. If we lose this little bit of money, it's no big deal. And the main reason is because you take small wins, small losses, small wins, small losses, and then boom, you end up catching a big win if you're trading with the trend. You'll catch one of these big, you know, candles down or bigger. Sometimes, I mean, that just be the candle and then so look, the dot didn't show up yet. Dot didn't show up yet. Is it slightly off the screen here? Hold on, let me see if I can get that trading view a little bit up more. See it. There. All right, so you can see we got a green dot here and a red dot here. And then, so for me personally, oh, you guys can't see this. On TradingView, I have a thing that shows me, I have alerts anytime Bitcoin has a green or red dot on the 10 minute and the 1 hour. Same idea for this same strategy. I know not everything follows Bitcoin perfectly, but we just got a red dot on Bitcoin. It shows up on my alerts. So maybe Bitcoin will lead this back down. Now look, we survived this 10-minute green dot. It didn't pop up. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's been bearish. You know, to me, that's a good sign to stay in this trade. You know, even though I was down $13 or whatever, I'm already at break even again. Let's go back to it. ARB right here. Right, so it's already, so you see what I'm saying? A 5 minute might give you a false positive. The 5 minute was a little, if I had jumped out immediately on the 5 minute green dot, and the reason you want to jump in and out on too short a time frames is because you can't start getting fees eating up on you every time you're getting in and out. It's not just the fees, it's the slippage, which is what I was trying to get at earlier, is that whatever that spread is, it's that plus the fees, and they can add, you know, that'll add up over time. You know what I mean? A little bit. I think it's negligible if we stick with the strategy. Well, look, I survived. Okay, I survived. So now let's just take a quick look. I mean, I haven't not like home free here, but that green candle wasn't strong enough to turn this wave into a green dot on market cipher B. So back to the 1 minute, right? Okay, well, boom, I survived long enough to get a red dot on the 1 minute. Again, it's just the 1 minute, doesn't mean anything, but it tells you that in the short term, the momentum to the upside actually stopped. I hope this works out because look, this is actually a great example of this. Great example of the strategy of why I chose 10 minutes instead of any time below to be the line in the sand. All of these had green dots. Even the 5 minute had a green dot, but it never quite turned the 10 minute red. And sure enough, that was just a little ebb and flow. And now it's back down, and we got a 1 minute red dot, which is a great sign because now after that, hopefully we'll get a red dot on the 3 minute. And then maybe we'll end up getting another red dot on the 5 minute before we can get a green dot on the 10 minute, and boom, we're back in the game. You know what I'm saying? We're back in business, right? So what are we now? What are we now on Breakout Prop? On Breakout Prop, we are currently green, $9. So I didn't panic, right? When I was down $13, right? And this has been 10 times as much, it'd be $130. You know what I'm saying? So this strategy is sound. Like if I had to take the loss on the chin, it wouldn't have been that much, right? You don't get wrecked. You're not breached. You didn't close your whole account. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, whatever. If it moves sideways for right now, that's fine. But this, why I say it's mostly just boring sitting here watching this shit. But, you know, I'm looking at this. Why I looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin turned red. Let me show you this here. Let me go back to this. Put it down here. See, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin turned red. In this case, I chose to put Ethereum on the right side here on Breakout Prop. Right here to see what was going on with Ethereum. But I don't know. Maybe ARB is following Bitcoin more than Ethereum today. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to establish that up front. Like what's tracking what, or is it doing totally its own thing? You get what I'm saying? Servanto, what's going on, man? You're the first person in the chat today. So right now, so if I look at these on the 1 minute charts on Breakout Prop, arbitrage, not arbitrage, I always call it ARB. I'm just call it ARB. It's technically relatively bearish in the last several minutes. And I say that because I'm looking at more red than green over here for Ethereum. Ethereum's trying to go higher if you look, right? Ethereum's trying to inch its way up here a little bit, right? But ARB is not. ARB is relatively bearish at this exact moment in time. You get what I'm saying? So at this exact moment in time, it's good to be short, okay? Because that lets me believe that if Ethereum decides to drop, I'm home free over here. If Ethereum starts taking off, like maybe it wants to take off right now, that might be a clue. You know, along with my market cipher B, that might be a clue that, you know, I mean, let me put this back on. It might be a clue that, maybe I should get out of it. But right now, we all right. We all right, up $10. You know, again, I've got $100,000 here. I could have easily done 10 times the position. 2,600 was the amount that I put in here. 2,672, about $2,700. They'll let me do 27,000. I definitely could have done 27,000. You know what I'm saying? And then my gains would be 10 times as much, right? So 7 would be $70, right? I just didn't know this ticker, so I want to see how it moves. So far, this ticker moves a good speed, relatively slow. You could be comfortable doing 27,000 on this ticker, you know? Or as some tickers, that would be like, you know, like it moves way fast. I'm only getting $1 a tick. $1 a pip here. So that's okay. That's not that much. I'm usually trading tickers, DGen and stuff, where we used to be on here. You know, it'd be like $10 a pip. You know what I'm saying? So it really would be, this would be $30 before you know you're down $100, before you know you're up $100. And that's, you know, again, this is where you got 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? But you always start small. You feel me? Okay, Blockchain Cowboy says 5 minutes for the 4 hour on ETH to close, and it looks to print a red dot. Oh, 5 more minutes left until the 4 hour. It does, but we so zoomed in right now, Blockchain Cowboy, that I don't really give a damn what the 4 hour does. Because this could be, like I said, this could be $90 I'm down right. You know, I can get a $1,000 swing pretty quickly here. So, sure, it's nice to say that that's a bearish trend, especially for all of my longer term swings here. Because I'm shorting. Jesus Christ, how many tickers do I have on here? 23 of them? 25. Holy shit. I got 25 tickers on Phemex I'm shorting right now. This is the copy trading account. I don't even need to go over this, because if you guys want to copy trade me on Phemex, literally this is the trade, right? I'm up 891. Like, this is, you don't even have to do anything on Phemex. Let me just explain it to you real quick. So on Phemex, I am what's called a top trader on Phemex. This is my invite code right here on the screen, GMMNX5. So on Phemex, that's where I do leverage trading. You can copy me. This is like just a free service they offer. All you got to do is have a Phemex account. So create an account using my invite link, and then you get special perks, by the way. Some of them I can't even say live on the air right here, okay? But it's definitely worth it to use my invite link. The other thing is, when you use my invite link, I give you 1 year for free to the Profit Circle, and that way you get access to all the other channels, the market analysis, the future trades, bullish tickers, bearish tickers, everything that I use to get an edge. You get it for free for 1 year if you use my Phemex referral code to create a Phemex account. So that doesn't cost you anything at all, just to create an account, right? And instead of paying me the money, because it's $99 a month, just deposit it into your Phemex account, and now you got some money to trade with. I want you to win as a trader. The way I make a commission is off of trading fees, but it's not any additional to you. It's just Phemex pays me out of that, their fees. So basically, it's a win-win. So create Phemex account with this link up here. Again, I can earn a commission. I have to, disclose that. That's fine. But also, you guys get special perks, and you get free access to the Profit Circle. So that's Phemex. So when I'm looking at Phemex over here, that's what I got these trades right here. I'm a top trader on Phemex. So people can literally copy me. All you got to do is create an account, go to the top trader page, which is up here. We would go to futures. You go to copy trade right here. I'm not going to do it because I got my screen just like I like it. So you click copy trade, and boom, right on that page, it'll take you to the top traders. You're going to find Cassius Cuvée, or there's a link in the description of this video that'll take you straight to that page. Okay. And then that way you could just literally copy all these trades. So it's like, I don't even need to show you guys how I'm copying on Phemex, because this shows you. This shows you. This shows you all my shit, right? I got a 51% win ratio right now, and I've been doing bad recently, but not really. It's all part of a larger trade. So it's like 51% win ratio is pretty damn good, actually. So anyways, that's that. But this is the account. I think we're going lower. So when Blockchain Cowboy is calling out that 4 hour wave, because he's in the Profit Circle, we've been talking it through all weekend. He's talking about this here. 4 hour on 4 hour on arbitrage. Arb wants to roll over too. Let's see, almost right. We got a 2 hour red dot. You'll take it. But yeah, okay. Let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum's trying to point downward here. Got that pump this morning. Oh, it went all the way down at one point. Let's see. It had gone all the way down here. Well, that was at 1150. That was right before we started the show. It had a wick down, but it's continuing down. And so now you say there's a 4 hour red dot, Blockchain Cowboy. It might not show on my exact one yet. I'm on the perpetuals. I'm not sure what you're on. I don't see it right now. Maybe it flashed and disappeared. But we definitely have a 3 hour green dot down here. Excuse me, red dot down here, bearish. So 4 hour, or maybe he's saying it'll print in 4 hours, or 52 seconds. He's saying it'll print. That's what he's saying. He said in 5 minutes. So yeah, this will be a bearish sign. And also, again, to remember what I said too. So he wanted to go long. That was his trade here. This one right here. I put it on my chart. So, and I said, well, I like the risk versus reward, because he had a stop loss at a good place, which was actually this alert that I had put on here. And we never hit it technically, Blockchain Cowboy, so you wouldn't be stopped out yet, actually. And like I said, maybe, like I said, you could have made some money before reverse, but, whatever. A trade's a trade. Things happen, right? The point is, I was calling out a lower high, and now it kind of looks like we got one more lower high. It does feel like that this trend is to the downside now. Like, we really are starting to get a legitimate trend change in price right now. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, if this makes a lower low, like, you guys watch out. Now, Monday is Monday. we'll see. It starts, the CME opens at 3 p.m. my time, so that's only in 2 hours. We'll know if we get some price action or whatever on the futures or whatever. All right, Jesse, man, thanks for joining, bro. Sure, please like the video if you guys haven't joined. Like the video. Also, vote in the poll as well. I keep on forgetting sometimes. We got a poll up here to say if people like scalping or not, if that's their preference. And we're looking at about half and half. 56% of people say yes, that's their favorite. 44% say no so far. So vote in the poll, and please like the video. If you can make a comment on it, anything like that, appreciate that too. Appreciate you, Jesse. All right, so Blockchain Cowboy says ETH USDT OKX perp. Okay, OKX perp. So that's the exact one you're using to trade on Breakout Prop, and that's probably the right call. Breakout Prop, you got to ask them. The customer support has always been good when I used them. Haven't actually had to say anything, ask them anything in a long time. Oh, you're right. Check it out. The red dot appeared. Down here, let me make it a little bit bigger. The red dot did appear. Blockchain Cowboy. Right down here, he's right. So the red dot appeared as soon as this candle closed. They showed it here. Now, this red dot is not quote unquote printed. It's printing. It's not printed until this 4-hour candle closes. Okay, that's how Market Cipher B works, right? This can flash. It can disappear if all of a sudden price wants to pump. But he's now been watching Market Cipher B a long time, just like I have, that you can predict when a dot is going to appear. You're gonna say, well, shit, I've seen a candle this big. If it ain't showing yet, I know it's going to show as soon as this dot, as soon as this, as soon as this candle closes. And sure enough, he was right? You know what I'm saying? So he's getting a feel for it, and that's what I said when I first got on Market Cipher. I was glued to the chart 16 hours a day, bro. I'm missing meals and shit. I'm like not even looking to go to the kitchen because I'm like I wanted to go. I was going up and down the price. I was going up and down all of the time frames. Like I need to know, like what actually happens to make a dot appear. That's what I wanted to know. Like what has to happen? Because backtesting that shit, you don't know from backtesting. Now you see it in real time. You can do the rewind feature up here. I hardly ever use it. You could. That could help you actually. You could do rewind and watch stuff in double time or something and kind of get a feel for it. But I usually, man, when I got real money on the line is when we're going to look the hardest. So check this out. Okay, so check this out real quick at Breakout Prop. Here we go. So now we're looking at Ethereum kind of bullish. That's kind of bullish, bro. I mean, just since 10 minutes ago or whatever. Kind of bullish though, right? It's going up. But now arbitrage is still bearish. Arb is still bearish, right? How can I say that? Because this right here, this is at 1240, and then this was their 1240. So Ethereum's 1240, and you can see how much higher the price is 1240. Whereas ARB, it's 1240, its price is about the same price that it was. So it's relatively bearish compared to Ethereum in this exact moment. Now I'm starting to get a little scared, right? Just because it's relatively bearish doesn't mean it's going to just stay going down. If Ethereum goes up like this, you know what I mean? Eventually it might start to follow it. So we're back on our charts, right? Again, what are we looking at here? Let me go back to this one. I'm looking at TradingView, and I'm looking at, okay, same deal. Where are we now? Well, we don't have a green dot yet on the 5-minute. Do we have it on the 3-minute? We do. We have a green dot on the 3-minute. It doesn't mean much. You're going to get a lot of false signals on these short-ass time frames, which is why I used the 10-minute. Okay, I was replaying random bar, go off the strategy. Okay, I believe Crypto Plumber. I believe divergence makes the dot appear. What on Market Cipher B? No, it's not. It's not really a divergence. It's just like if it gets enough. Well, I don't know if you might divergence of the blue. It's when the blue wave. Excuse me. It's when the light blue wave crosses the dark blue wave. I mean, that is like the math, right? That's how it's programmed. But as far as price action goes, it's like when you get enough price action in that direction, eventually the dot appears. And then if a candle closes, that will kind of push this wave over. That's basically what makes a dot appear. It's not a divergence is not what makes it appear. Like just a divergence alone. A divergence will show itself when the dots happen, right? Remember when we were looking at the 2-day on Ethereum, it makes it clear that there was officially a divergence. Once this closes, it doesn't close for another day and 4 hours technically. But this is in fact a bearish divergence here on Ethereum because this is making a lower low while the price made a higher high. Right, so that's what this doesn't appear just because there's a divergence. It's just when the momentum has crested is when it appears. When that momentum has crested, starts to go down at any time frame, that's how you know that the dot is going to appear. And look, check it out. Boom, we're in this thing, right? Ethereum pulled back, right? This little pump in Ethereum wasn't shit. And sure enough, ARB being relatively bearish followed it down when it went down, but didn't follow it as much on the way up. You get what I'm saying? And that's the benefit. And this is why I'm telling you guys this shit works, man. especially if in aggregate, right, over time, right? So now look, I'm up $33. You know what I mean? Remember, I was down $13 here, but thankfully we never got that dot to scare me off of my position. And just so you know, even if we had caught the dot, sorry, this is Ethereum. Even if we had caught the dot, I could have gotten out, and then if it disappeared, I would just get back in again. You get what I'm saying? And you'd be mad because you lost a little bit of money on the spread, you know what I'm saying, and on the commission, but it wouldn't be that bad, bro. Those little cuts, this is the other thing, you guys. I have never gotten breached on Breakout Prop or lost all my money on Phemex or lost any money trading by death of 1,000 cuts. And I want to be clear on this. Like, you know, you heard of death of 1,000 cuts, right? Like, it's never happened to me before. Cutting your losses and taking that 1% hit or whatever is the amount of money you're willing to lose. I've never blown up my whole entire bankroll doing that. But let me tell you when I have blown it up before. When you try to average down or you tell yourself, oh, this is going to turn around. I know it. It has to keep going up. I'm going to buy the dip one more time. That's when you fuck up your bankroll all in one doo-wop and you're like, holy shit, I just put a dent in my bankroll. Or, you know, maybe you had some account and all the money is gone in it or something. You know, like that's when you make a big hit and you're like upset. Like, you miss out on a trade or say you get out too early and it goes to the moon, you're going to be mad. You're like, damn it, man, that was my lottery ticket or whatever, right? But at least you are here to live to fight another day. There'll be another opportunity. Trust me, you will be more mad if you lost all of your money because then you're out of the game. Or you took a fat dump and it just whacked you. You're going to be way more mad if you lose than the amount of mad you'll be if you missed out on a win, okay? Like, I promise you. So what happens is we start revenge trading and shit or whatever. You're like, the next one or the price is going to turn around. I know we got to buy the dip. Yeah, exactly. 1,000 cuts has never actually done me in. It's annoying. You're mad. You're like, shit, I had a bad day, man. I lost 10 times today. But if it only cost you 1 or 2% of your portfolio, it ain't the big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that big of a deal. So that's why I love this strategy here, because it makes it so that I never take the super duper slap to the face. Like, I never get wrecked. I'll put it that way, right? Hopium is a curse, right? And Crypto Plumber at the top of my Twitter, it says, cured of my crypto hopium addiction. It says it at the top in my bio of Twitter, okay? Because that's so true. And I've never had death of 1,000 cups, but plenty of times I had death holding something for too long, trying to buy a dip or do some shit that I thought, oh, I know it's going to come back. That shit, it might, and you win. This is what happens is you win one of those. You know, and maybe you even win it big. You win a few of those. You might win the first 10 of those, averaging down and doubling down. And then all of a sudden, that one that goes against you takes a big-ass chunk out of your bankroll. 25% of your money gone. And you're just like, what did I just do? And listen, we all been there before. We've all, even crypto faces, lost money before in trade. We've all lost money before. You know what I mean? But we all have learned it's better to live to fight another day. So that's why I love this strategy I developed. Because it guarantees that you never get just wrecked. We got the 1 hour on our side. So now that because the 1 hour is on our side down here, I'm looking down here at TradingView at the bottom of Mark's FB, because the 1 hour is on our side. Here, let me pull it up. Look, everything's going my way right now, so I got a little bit of time to come off that screen here, right? With the 1 hour on my side, that's the other reason I'm not going to get smacked in the face too hard, right? Like, it's like, I'm not saying you can't get a pump against a 1 hour dot pretty quickly. You can, because it takes a while for that dot to appear, because it's a 1 hour wave, right? Every bar is 1 hour. You have a big ass move in crypto in less than an hour, right? So that's why I said, but at least like the wind's at my back here. It's going to take a little bit of time, most likely. And that little bit of time is going to be more than 10 minutes. Right? More than 10 minutes. That's why we got the 10-minute chart down here. And look, it's still working. Now I'm up $37, $38 now I'm up, right? Right? And are we finding a bottom? Maybe, right? We broke below this last low, right? We want to do the TA on the chart, the frosting TA. You know what I'm saying? We could do the frosting TA. And you might tell yourself, okay, now we're coming to a support. Oh, my bad. I'm looking at Breakout Prop. We're coming to an obvious support and resistance range right here, right? Pretty obvious here. So the 1 minute chart, nothing huge, but I could show you on here, right? We're kind of coming to, that's why I like that, both of them. So you can see over here, looking at TradingView now in the bottom part, right? So you can see here, there's a little thing I could draw even, right? Why not? Not those. The rectangle, right? Like, you know, this is obviously somewhat of a support and resistance range. I got that dark purple. Maybe you can't see it. Maybe a little bit. Make it a little bit brighter. Can we make it brighter? Make it brighter. Make the border bright. Right? So this is like the support and resistance range, right? I can kind of clearly see, I don't have it exactly perfect yet, but you can clearly see here, right? Like if this was the top of this candle here, I'm looking at TradingView, okay? Right here, this is the top of this, and then let's say this is the bottom of this, right? Clearly this was some sort of a support and resistance range, right? We've entered back into it now. And so this is the frosting, right? And I'm still working on the cake. For my strategy, I'm only needing the cake right now. I don't need the frosting. Yeah, maybe a bounce right now, but we pushed almost to the middle of this. But my point is I'm not trading off of this. I'm still going by my momentum waves. You're going to see me on Twitter a lot of times. I'll put a greater than symbol, and I'll say momentum is greater than support and resistance, okay? Because it is. You could bounce off this line 20 times, then all of a sudden you push through. You're like, see, my support and resistance held up 20 times. Yeah, except for that 21st time it fell through. So it's like, you know what I mean? So the momentum waves are always going to be more powerful. I think all this shit's going to roll over, right? Look at this too, the VWAP crossing. Now, I haven't talked about the VWAP today yet. And honestly, guys, I don't talk about the VWAP enough on MarketCypher. This is a powerful tool. This yellow line is the VWAP. People usually have it filled in. I just have mine as a line because I don't want to block my dots when they appear. But basically, just like this green line is the money flow line too. I have it as a line instead of a dot. But the point is, the way you use this is the 4 hour. I just cut to the 4 hour real quick on ARB. The way you use it is it's right about now. So when the next candle comes, this will probably be crossing this line. And at the moment that it crosses is when it seems to matter most as far as a trend or whatever. Look, we can even kind of tell here. It crossed here, and then that trend went up. It's not, but weird shit can happen when it's not actually crossing. And when you watch the MarketCypher training video on like MarketCypher.com or whatever is the main website, CryptoFace is explaining it like that as well. And the first time you see it, I'm not really tripping because he's explaining so many things, right? I was like, okay, what the hell? Okay, this is going up, must be going up. And it's not actually. A lot of shit can happen in between. It's the moment that it crossed. Look, even here, it crossed right here. If you had entered your long right here, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you would have caught this move all the way up, right? So that tells me, yeah, if this crosses the next candle in 4 hours, this is coming down. Again, it's not always, but it is kind of a thing that's like you do it in the proper order where the VWAP is kind of a leading indicator, especially if it's crossing the zero line. When I say crossing down, I mean crossing the zero, okay? Kind of a leading indicator. Money flow is not a leading indicator. I don't really care if anybody says it's not a leading indicator. So sorry for all you TA guys out there who use MarketCypher money flow as if it's a gospel. It's just following the trend, and that's fine. But it's not a leading indicator. The VWAP is first leading. Then we're going to look at this momentum wave. I just don't want any false positive with the VWAP, so I don't want to say, oh, short the farm right here because it started pointing down. It's like the moment that it crosses, which it will, 90% sure on the next candle unless we get some crazy pump right now. So now we're going to zoom back. Let's go back to our 1 hour. The point is we got a lot of forces. We got a lot of wind at our back right now if we're shorting, which we are. Now, as I glance over here, it's off the screen for you guys, but this damn ETH wants to keep bouncing. ARB is not gonna sit here and just keep going down forever if ETH keeps bouncing. The question is, can we survive a little bitty bouncy? You know what I'm saying? And if we don't, if it wants to run, that's fine. We'll still collect a little bit of profit. If it doesn't want to roll over. Where are we now? So I'm back. Okay, so now look. This right here. I'm looking at a green dot on the 5 minute. I'm gonna have to start making some decisions here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Green dot on the 5 minute. Boy, you know what I mean? What comes next is the 10. You know what I'm saying? And we start seeing that 10. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna take my little green. It might only be $20 in this case, $18. Maybe I should have got out because we caught that big dip here. You know what I'm saying? I could have told myself, you know what? Between the 5 minute green dot and being down in this support and resistance range, maybe that's time to take my profit. And I could have closed it at $30 or $33 or something like that, right? And it would have been a better trade than now. But I want to stick with a strategy for the show, which is we're going to make sure we don't see, okay, now we see the 10 minute on here. Yeesh, I'm probably going to want to get out of here, right? So let me just close it. All right, the 10 minute inevitably came. Close, food. You just hit that X. We close it out. That's fine. All right. So now let's see if we made any money here. All right. Let's see if we actually made any money. We did. We made $6.25, and this is without me playing it. I didn't get the perfect entry. You get what I'm saying? So we probably could have made an easy, $15 or something like that. But the point is, we didn't freaking lose. You see what I'm saying? We didn't lose. You get what I mean? And now look, it's still going against me. And again, this would have been the 1-2. ETH was giving me the clue that it was going higher, and we caught this nice waterfall down. We possibly, probably should have just taken it. It's kind of we were talking it through, but like, same thing, right? Crypto plumber, right? You're saying the bounce is happening now, and you're right? The bounce happened, right? So I could have maybe, now that we entered the support and resistance range, I was drawing it. I could have just taken it after I got this nice move down. Like, damn, this was a nice move down. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you take what the market gives you, And the other thing is, too, like I said, if I'm going to cheat ahead, I'm going to cheat ahead on the 5-minute, right? Maybe I could have taken it when the 5-minute green dot first appeared down here. And then, again, it would have made a little more money. So, again, it's not like we played this trade absolutely perfectly. But we, number one, did not lose, right? And we won, even after fees. So the other thing I wanted to call out was this. So that was literally the first time I've ever traded ARB on Breakout Prop, ever in my life, right? So now what did I learn? Now I learned this is going to help me with position sizing, right? And see how this is punching me in the face? I've been like, I swear, I just proved to you guys that a 4-hour is going to go lower. Remember, I just was talking about how this shit will probably go lower because of the VWAP. All we got to do is wait another 4 hours, right? I would be getting smacked in the face right now. You know what I'm saying? So F that. Just stick to the strategy. 10-minute green dot, don't try and fight it. Why? What do you get out of fighting it? Nothing. You see what I'm saying? So it worked. We didn't lose. Okay? Now, this is what's next. If this 10-minute green dot disappears, right? If I'm looking at ETH trying to come back down again and maybe this shit rolls over, I could just re-enter again. You get what I'm saying? I could just re-enter again. No problem. And I'll tell you what, if every single trade I made $6.25 no matter what, I'm a winner forever. All you need to do is be green. All you need to do is avoid losing. That's my point. Just don't lose. You see what I'm saying? Small wins, small losses. Small wins, small losses. Eventually, you're going to catch the big win, And we still got a 10-minute green dot here. I don't want to jump back in, even though I'm so tempted right now. But I'm just watching. I'm gonna stick with the strategy. Here's the thing, man. You slave to the system, you master the money. And we did all that. We did all that in an hour and 17 minutes. An hour, really, because we were getting people in here. So that was all in 1 hour. So again, too, by the way, right? I didn't use a fat ass bankroll. I got a ticker that's not extremely volatile. I could have easily put 27,000 on it instead of 2,700, right? And this would be $62.50 I would have made in that hour. You get what I'm saying? So now do you see how you can make $1,000 a day doing this, depending on how much you want to put in? You know what I mean? If we did it for 6 hours, I could make $600 if every trade went in like that. You know what I mean? Granted, I only risked $2,700, you guys. That's nothing out of 100. I got $124,000 in here. I could have easily had a bigger position, right? Easily. So now, as a matter of fact, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set, now that I know how ARB works, right? I'm like, okay, nothing too crazy happened. Right? This isn't that volatile of a ticker, to be honest with you, right? This is a safe ticker. And remember, it's only 2x built in. I'll probably do bigger amount on my next one, right? We'll probably double it. We'll just say we'll double it just to get used to it. We'll double it. So now we'll do, about $5,300, right? On my next time I enter. And now it's there. It's ready, too. Once you close out Breakout Prop, once you close that, it's going to show back up. It's here now. You see what I'm saying? So now, instead of $6.25, I'll make $12. And then you kind of ramp up and you feel like, okay, even 5,000 is not that much. I'll make it 10,000, right? We make it 33. Let me see what 33 is. Would be about 38. Yeah, 38 more. So if I did 38,000 lots, that's about 10 grand. Again, I'm only using 10% of the bankroll. You know what I mean? I'm not even using that much. I'm really not. And look, it's still, look at this Breakout Prop. It's still relatively bearish compared to Ethereum. The moment Ethereum slowed down, this mother started rolling over. You know what I'm saying? The moment it did. So maybe let's look at Ethereum real quick. What's Ethereum's chart doing? Ethereum does have a 10-minute right here, but we're starting to roll over. The 1 minute I'm sure is rolled over. So let's see the 2 minute. You can't really trap the 1 minute. Boy, looks like I want to re-enter this trade right now. Let me go back to ARB. It's just hard for me not to, because this is why. I'll tell you why. Without even a 5-minute red dot, it's hard to say go back in right here. Even if price drops, I'll say I missed the beginning of the move. But the reason is because a lot of times this is just retrace, and you'll get a second chance, right? We've got a red dot on the 1 minute, but we don't even have a red dot on the 3 minute. And every time I try to front run it, it usually comes back to bite me, because what ends up happening is, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to just draw something real quick. What ends up happening is, it'll still do one of these, before it comes back down. And my point is, you get a chance to enter on this one, on the retrace. So you don't got to chase, because look, and now I go back over here, and Ethereum's starting to go back higher. And that's why I stick to the strategy, momentum wave. As tempted as I was to go back in, I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet. I'm looking ARB again, it's relatively bearish. But if ETH continues up, which look, now it is. See? If ETH continues up, then this might continue up. And that's why no reason to chase this down here. I have to jump back out. And I feel stupid for getting chopped on fees real quick for no real reason. But okay, but this is what I want to see. So what did they charge us here in Breakout Prop, right? On Breakout Prop, we got taxed. We got taxed $3.75. Okay? So that's need to know information, right? On one unit, which was the 2,700, I got taxed $3.75. Now I'm about 4 times as big. I'm going to get taxed $12, $13. I'm going to get taxed $14, $15. We'll call it $14. You know what I'm saying? And that includes commission and the spread. You get what I mean? Just now we know. That's why I say I have no history on this ticker. But now I know, okay, that's how much my cost of doing business is, right? If I want to trade this $10,000 worth, it's going to cost me $14, we'll call it. So now I know, like, if I'm like taking a loss or something and I'm only down like 14, but I'm like, bro, like I haven't made enough money, or I'm not losing money. It's maybe worth it to wait one more unit to see if it was just a scam wick in a short term and it's going to come back or something like that, you know? But my cost of doing business is $14 right now, right? Let's just see if that's true, actually. Let's just enter it. Let's see if I'm not sure. So yeah, so look, so the commission was $7.10. So the spread wasn't that bad. It's mostly the commission, right? So $14.20 in commission is what it's going to cost me to get in and out of this trade. So it's kind of like saying, I know, look, off top. Okay, here we go. I entered and I'm already down $22, right? So I know that the spread a little bit in $15. Okay, so every pip is costing me 19, 22. It cost me $3.80. It looks like something like that. Every pip is like $3.87. Okay, and that's how you're kind of determining, okay, how good is my trade, right? How much money am I going to make? Which is the reason we're doing this. You feel me? So now I'm looking here. Okay, I jumped back into short. So I didn't exactly follow the rules here because I just wanted to see what the fees were on this. When I see these flat ass waves, I know this is a 1 minute wave. Oh, you guys can't see. When I'm looking at these flat ass waves on market side for B, I spent so much time on this. This is a bad example because only 1 minute. But the flat waves usually mean some sort of a continuation. It's not usually going to roll over. That's not that flat of a wave, though. This 1 minute looks flat, and 1 minute means nothing. But like, price might go higher when you see a flat wave like that. Let's see. Yeah, and look, I go up here now. We got a 12 minute green dot. I shouldn't be fighting this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. Like 15, no dot yet. 20, all of these are going to have no dot yet, but they will if the trend continues, But my point is, I shouldn't even re-enter until the short until the wind's at my back, Maybe it'll become at my back. I don't like trading off of maybes, though. You know what I'm saying? I really should have waited until this was a red dot on at least the 5 minute, if not the 10. Really, the 10 minute is the rule. But at least if you're trying to cheat, only cheat 1 dot ahead 5 minute, not 10. The 1 and 3 minute don't mean shit. Like, don't. The only other reason I would cheat is if I saw Ethereum falling first. And I kind of did. I saw Ether had this red candle. I was like, ARB is bearish compared to it recently in these last few moments here. You know what I'm saying? That was the only reason why. But it's a gamble when you're not following the market cipher B strategy. Because see, look, it takes a little while for this to even roll back over again. Again, it's only working at all because ARB is bearish relative to ETH, right? Like ETH has just kind of been going up since here, and ARB has been going down. So, again, though, but that's also why I pick a bearish ticker. See, this is the most important thing. All right, real quick, the poll. Is scalping your favorite way to trade? 60% say yes, 40% say no. That's a lot of people here. So if scalping is your favorite way to trade, then you come to the right place because scalping is my favorite way to trade. And the reason it is specifically because of the strategy I developed for myself here is it has built-in bankroll management. I never get wrecked. I only get wrecked when I hold something too damn long. This, Look, I'm even winning on this right now. Trading with the trend, good things happen for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm up $27 now. You know? Again, I told you it was a gamble a little bit. I entered too early. You know, that's not exactly the strategy. You know, but I had other reasons for it. I saw ETH trying to slow down its upward move. This was relatively bearish. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's not the exact strategy. Again, I want to say this too, and I used to say this a long time ago. I'm going to say it again. You have to learn the rules of trading before you can break the rules of trading, right? And you've heard that in fashion, right? You got to learn the rules of fashion before you can break the rules of fashion. In trading, that's how it is too. So sure, I tried to break the rules, and look, it's already punching me in the face, right? So maybe you stick to the rules, you know? But the point is, you know, I did that as mostly just an example, just to try to show you guys. But I was trying to see what the trading fees and the spread was going to get me. But basically, the reason it even worked temporarily was because I had a reason. I saw ETH pulling back. This is relatively bearish, and you know, overall, I think we're in a downward trend. You feel me? But I didn't have. We still don't even have a red dot on the 5 minute. I mean, 3 minute, even a 3 minute. Now maybe it'll come. But what will possibly happen is you get a retrace like this, and then like this, and then it'll come. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's okay to be patient, and maybe this will end up working out. You know, maybe this is not the end of the world. Maybe I just happen to be art. But look, I'm actually red right now. You know what I'm saying? I could have played this better. Because what's going to happen, it takes time for the momentum to reverse. You see this candle? And maybe it'll continue, but it just takes time. And so you get a second chance to enter that, possibly at a better level, you know? Yeah, so I'm not really worried about it right now. Yeah, patience pays. I'm not even really worried about it right now. But look, if someone started going against me, it'd be an I told you so. You get me? Like ETH ain't doing it. Now, if we're doing the frosting TA, you know, ETH has to break above this line here for me to be worried, if you will, right? You got to at least get above your recent support and resistance on the short term. This one right here is clearly the top of this swing wick high, right? It hasn't done that yet, so I'm not like spooked. That being said, still, maybe that would be the proper time to enter, not now, when I entered before I had seen a dot, right? We still don't have. Look at Market Cipher B. I'm gonna pull up this one right here. Pull up. Trading View on. Market Cipher B. We still don't have a red dot on the 3 minute, so I don't have no business. 1 minute can do all kind of shit. That don't mean nothing. I don't have no business. 3 minute is not even nothing. What will happen is it'll probably chop sideways and then it'll go down. It's probably what will happen, right? And my entry will probably be fine, right? I'm down $27 right now. Probably be fine, but I could be wrong, and it could punch me in the face, and I could lose $50, $100. You know what I'm saying? I have no business. Not only that, too, when you enter the trade wrong. See, look, right now it's going against me. If you enter the trade wrong, then how do you know when to get out? Now I gotta have new rules for when to get out, because before it was to get out when you don't fight a green dot, a 10-minute green dot. But now we got a whole bunch. It's already on the 10-minute green dot. So how do I know how when I know I'm already wrong? You see what I'm saying? And look, it's proven to be wrong. It's proving to be wrong. I'm glad actually I did this just to show you guys. Just to show you. This is why you don't fight a 10-minute green dot. This is it. This is proof. Right here. Down $57. You see what I'm saying? Don't fight the green dot. Just stick to the strategy. If I had stuck to the strategy, I wouldn't be getting hit right now, right? So I did it just to kind of see. I was just trying to see what the entry would be. Again, I got $124,000 in here. I'm not really tripping on $57. But the point is, if I had stuck with the strategy, it was smart. Don't fight a 10-minute dot. If the 10-minute dot had disappeared, then you can enter. But it didn't. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today, man. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching the Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want a discount on Breakout Prop, I have a code here up in the corner, GGRF7W. You can use it anytime you purchase an evaluation for any amount. And those evaluations are right here on Breakout Prop's website. But after you create an account, you just create an account, that's free. Then you can go in there and you can see all of the evaluations that they have, and you put in the discount code at the checkout. Later tonight, it depends when I get these thumbnails made, I'm going to put out another Breakout Prop video that shows people how to sign up. On my channel, I have a bunch of videos that are like tutorials for Breakout Prop, just to navigate the trading terminal. This thing here, anytime you got a new trading terminal, it's kind of annoying. Like, how the fuck? Like, it's not hella user-friendly. You know, you're not going to figure it out on your own. I do highly recommend chatting with customer support. They can be very helpful. Usually only have to wait about 5 minutes or less. Okay, that's been my experience. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Crypto Plumber. I appreciate you guys. And if you could like the video, share it with somebody who wants to learn how to scalp on Breakout Prop. I mean, we went over it. You know what I'm saying? It worked. And we even got to see an example of when I didn't follow the rules and how it slacked me in the face a little bit. And again, look, I'm all right. I mean, listen, it's not the end of the world here. I'm already coming back because, like I said, I think we're bearish. I'm just talking to be talking. But that being said, why enter here when I could have entered somewhere I could have got a better entry, right? So you just stick to the strategy, slave to the system, you master the money. But anyways, Breakout Prop is great for some traders because that's how you get access to a lot more money than you would have gotten. Also, too, I want to call this out. They changed their fees, which is the other reason I have to put out a new video. It used to be about $800. Now it's $999 for 100 grand. So it's gone up because they know how popular it is, man. You're getting 100x leverage, your money right off top. Plus, yeah, OPM is other people's money. Plus, you are getting that built-in leverage. So you actually can get up to $500,000. Jeez, $500,000 worth of trading power if you trade on Breakout Prop. So anyways, just breakoutprop.com. And scalping is, I actually developed this scalping strategy by trading on Breakout Prop. You can watch these 1-minute candles and you can learn a lot just sitting here watching them. And then also too, you learn the ticker that you like to trade the most. That's the thing. I have like my list, and so you can have your watch list. I have my watch list here. Let me pull Breakout Prop a little bigger. You have a watch list here. You know what I'm saying? You can make as many watch lists as you want. That kind of stuff. Trade history. Orders. If you don't get me wrong, you can definitely swing trade on here too. I've definitely swing trade a lot on here. But for scalping, I think it's really great. You can scalp on Phemex as well. Totally fine. I mean, for Phemex, what am I doing here? Let's see how these trades are looking right now. Only up $845. Not so bad. You know what I mean? We're pretty good. All right, I got people starting to text me, so I'm going to get out of this one, y'all. Hey, this is your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm going to always give it to you real. So I earned a couple of these belts. You feel me? Cardi B. I told y'all that imaginary traders. I made a song years ago called Imaginary Gangsta. But Imaginary Traders was a cover of an all-time classic rap song, and it was only a matter of time, 1 year, before Cardi B did it. I stay ahead of your time, boy. Your boy Cassius Cuvée. Been doing big things. Look like the Intercontinental Champion and the Heavyweight Champion of the world. But anyways, I'm going to holla at y'all next time, man. Appreciate y'all joining me. This is The Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be here every Sunday at noon Pacific time. I respond to the audience. Everybody told me they wanted me to show them scalping. That's what I chose to do today. If you guys want me to go over something else, maybe a specific ticker, some specific strategies, certainly anything having to do with market cipher, I could do that. Long-term TA, short-term TA, you know what I mean? Right now, I think we're in a bearish trend, but things can change. Short-term is easier to predict than long-term, right? So anyways, thanks to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Crypto Plumber, Blockchain Cowboy, Jesse, all set. Everybody else who joined, Servanto. Man, we're going to catch you on the next one, the next Sunday. And, I might even jump into a live stream doing scalping during the week. You never know. So holla at your boy Cassius Cuvée. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments of the video after it's over, or join the Profit Circle. You can join for free right now. You get into the general chat. You don't have to use anything to sign up, but if you want to become an official wave maker, then you'll use my Phemex referral code to create a Phemex account, and then that way there's a bot that will automatically verify your user ID on Phemex. Just to type it in, and it'll know that you create an account with my referral link, and then boom, you get free access to the Profit Circle. So we're in there every day trading, man. We got some great traders in there. Shout out Blueberry. He's been killing it. He uncovered some great opportunities. We're in some right now. Part of the reason I got 25 trades open right now in Phemex is because people keep calling out opportunities in there. So anyways, I appreciate y'all, man. And much love. I'll holla at you next time.